Well, this is me at a very early age. My father was an art teacher, and at this point, I really didn't know what to do with a paintbrush, so I ate paint. My first show was in this space when it was, I believe, the Ellensburg Community Gallery. And so it's nice to come full circle and come back here. My father was I had him for 5 years as an art teacher, and in high school, everybody'd hang around me, so he put me in the storage room so I could get work done, and then he'd come back and everybody would be hanging out watching me paint crazy stuff. So that didn't work. He sent me home, and so I'd get a 2-period pass to go home and paint my bedroom, and this is what I would do. I was also wanting to play music at the time, so I was, you can see, I was also part of the 70s culture, so that might be a little evident in that. So as life has it, when you're trying to get your shit together, you get pulled, and I was playing music, so music took me to Seattle, and I played around the club scene over there in a couple bands, mainly one called the Torpedoes, and it was fun, but that's tiring. Leaving the house at night and getting home at 2 with $5 in your pocket. So this is kind of how I felt at that point. It's a little drawing called Complex Personality, and it's kind of that push-pull of how your creative world and your possibilities are, you're trying to balance them, but you're not really at a point where it's a profession yet. Shortly after that, I got a computer, which I really haven't looked back from that, and was playing with experimental things, and got a job at a service bureau in Seattle, so I had access to machinery and output and knowledge. I kept on wanting to do more and more and get bigger, and so this is a piece that I did for the Speakeasy Cafe in Belltown, but this is actually it reinstalled out at Kirkland Art Center, and it kept pushing me to explore new mediums and new possibilities. After the computer, I thought I needed to check out, and I got a residency at the Morris Graves Foundation at the lake in California. This is the entrance to Morris's fabled studio down there, and it was transformative as far as being allowed to become yourself. Came home, and shortly thereafter, Nicole and I signed a lease on a studio in the Toshiro Kaplan building in Pioneer Square, and we busted loose doing stuff. I started enlisting my brothers, Doug and Jeff, to do crazy things, and we made these Sumi paintings with their log loader. The music enters my life again. I had a crazy idea of doing a piano bar, so I modified a friend's queen bed that he wanted me to take to the dump for him, and turned it into this working electric piano that we had some performances at Rock Dement with. That wasn't crazy enough, so I thought, well, I can figure out how to build big stuff, and the deadline was coming. My brother came over, and I said, I don't know how to build this, and he helped me lay out one plane and said, you're on your own, I'm going home. But this is our whole yard. And when it was done, I enlisted my neighbor, who has a construction company, to loan me his dump truck so we could haul it up to Carkeek Park and install it for one of the Coca Heaven and Earth exhibits up there. And it was really a fun project, but it was torn apart, and it's in pieces, and it became other work. Again, I got the Rock Brothers to help me with their mill out on the Vantage Highway to do a piece called The Brush Pile. And it was at Cal Anderson Park on Capitol Hill. And we had a great time making it. It didn't really matter how it came out. We were having fun. But back to the digital. You go big, you go small, you go between mediums. I'm constantly trying to figure out where my voice is and what it is, and letting it grow without stopping at some point of growth. And the Seattle Art Museum Gallery represents me, and at this point I was invited to install at the Washington State Convention Center. Kept wanting to get bigger, so this is a storefront installation through Shunpike at an Amazon building in South Lake Union, and it's about 12 by 12 feet with a peel back fabric that I print on in my print studio in West Seattle. Being absorbed with the computer and all this with social media, I was frustrated with how anxious social media and the news 24 hours in my face was, and I turned my head 30 degrees from my monitor to my front yard window, and I realized that there's 30 degrees between chaos and beauty. That kind of led to an epiphany of, okay, I've played with all this stuff. I like that escape from technology, but my world is technology. So I've been working on bringing more organic source material into my work, and this is down at the new Sam Gallery at the bottom of the museum building on First. And I'm really thrilled. It makes me feel like I got my shit together, that I got that kind of representation. And, you know, here I am, I'm exploding again. So this piece is kind of throwing everything at the digital canvas and playing around with different themes. This one is Between the Cracks Amidst the Ruins, the Seeds of Beauty Prevail. And that brings me to this, where just when you think you're getting your shit together, art bubbles up and reminds you your journey is not done. I just was restless between pieces of work, and I had a blank piece of paper, and a couple weeks later, this is what came out. So the complex personality one became very complex.